All right, welcome everybody. This is Dusty and Brian with Chasing the Pack. How's it going, Brian?
Hey, doing well, Dusty. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing awesome. I it's another Monday. We're a few weeks closer to starting the beginning of the season, so I'm excited. Like, what are we, two weeks out, 3 weeks out before preseason?
I think it's 2 weeks for the preseason, and everything starts like that third week of August. By then, we're cooking.
That's right. Everybody's going back to school in the next week or two, so that's awesome. So let's dive right into this week's topics, and it's about the athletes. We want to get the athletes more involved. We want you guys to answer some questions for us. The reason we kind of started this was for the athletes, coaches. And if you have any questions or you want to, make a comment or something, we'd love to read your comments and questions on the vlog here. So send them to us. If you go to our website, www.runflorida.com, and click on the Chasing the Pack link at the top, we have it to where you can put in your questions and email us. We'll also answer your DMs. So send us a DM through any one of our social media networks, and we'd be happy to answer them that way and let you know if it's going to make it on the show or not. Um, but yeah, so here we go. First thing is athletes. What is the favorite thing about a course? Did you have a favorite thing about any of the courses you ran on?
There were a few. I mean, I love Little Everglades. I don't feel like that one is praised enough.
The horse
FSU
track?
too. Yeah, the horse track, man. That was where
Yeah.
my state championship was back in 2009. FSU was totally different back then too. We ran that at the All Star meet, and the course was again night and day to what it is now. That was always a favorite of mine. The home meet that we had to at Robinson, the Millard Schumett Invite at Picnic Island, that was always tough. Those were always great. The ones that were actually just straight up cross country courses, like hilly and different terrain,
Right.
not mixes of concrete, which we have a lot of in Tampa. Those were always great. What about you? What are some of your favorites?
Well, so I actually started putting on meats because I got tired of some of the crappy meats. And that's not a diss to any coach that was putting a meat on because I know that it takes a lot of work to put them on. But sometimes, coaches just put them on to have a whole meat, and that's fine. I'm not a huge fan of campus courses, but at the same time, two of my favorite courses when I ran in 99 to 2002 were the Carrollton course up in Georgia. It was super hilly. Excuse me. It was super hilly. So it was something different for us, being from Florida and, or North Florida where we don't have any hills. And, we ran on their home course, which was on their campus. So we were running by swings and, over concrete. But at the same time, it had hills, it had character, and it was really cool. The other
Awesome.
one was our home course. We actually did have a small hill, uh, but it had character because, like, one of the spots on the course was through a narrow trail down a hill towards the lake, had a hard 90-degree turn. And if you didn't turn fast or slow down, you ran into a barbed wire fence, which the coaches complained my senior year. We had like throw towels over the barbed wire fence, and it went straight down. And then you make the 90, and it was straight uphill. So, you might could have swatted at people's feet in front of you. I don't know. It may have happened, but it was interesting. But to your point, I ran on the FSU course that isn't at where's it at now?
Appalachia Regional. Yeah.
Appalachia. I went when it was at, I think it was Miccosukee Greenway, and it had a huge hill on it, just like the one does now. And that was a fun course, but it was a challenging course. Um, so yeah, I mean, I just want to know from the athletes, like, does courses really matter? Like, I'd put on a meet in Alachua on a course that you went up a hill 3 times, and I knew it was going to be torture. I hosted a triple region there, and while all the coaches I think were appreciative because, like, you can get to the mile, the start, the finish, 2 mile very easily. The kids hated it because it was tough. Um, so, and that's the regional course going to state, and some of the coaches are like, yeah, you kind of beat their legs up a little bit.
Oh, geez.
So
Just run.
we, yeah, well, but I take that into consideration. So, I mean, we didn't have another meet there, one because of that, and two because they put soccer fields in the middle of it.
Got to do it.
So, and I ran my state meet on soccer fields at the Tampa Soccer Complex, Ed Radis.
Ed Radis.
So,
Yeah. Yep.
yep.
I
So
ran there
that
once.
Yep. So I think you got to run there. Was it Under the Lights? I think FL Runners was
It was
there Under the Lights.
Southern Showcase, yeah, in
Yeah.
2007. Yep.
Yeah, that was really cool, you know. But I ran it in a windy, hot day as a tall 6 foot runner with people behind me mooching off of me and drafting. And then we'd get, with the wind to our backs and then they pass me. I'd be like, ah, that's not fair. So but yeah, so I mean, there's things about courses that I loved and hated, and I want to know what the runners today think of them because it's a completely different time than when I ran, I feel like. So do they still like those home courses that are at schools, or do they just like going to the horse park or to Alligator Lake or FSU, over in at FL Runners? Like, what courses do they like the best?
Awesome. Yeah, no, definitely a great topic. I feel like a lot of kids have those courses. I mean, especially the ones where you get the medals. I see medals everywhere now. Every meet has a medal. So I think
Yes.
that's awesome.
Yes, which brings us to our next topic, medals.
Yep.
You
There you
know,
go.
I personally only give out top 10 medals. Um, I know more and more places are handing out to 15 and 20 and so forth. I hand out ribbons 11 through 50. So if you're top 50, you at least walk home with something. Um, I feel like medals should be reserved for top 10, but others have different feelings about that. Uh, I know athletes that finished 11th would probably like that medal, if we had an 11th place medal. Um, so I was one of those athletes. If it was a smaller meet, I might luck up and get in the top 10, and I felt like that medal meant more. But most of the time, I was middle of the pack, so I didn't get anything or got a ribbon. So, and I don't remember being bummed about it. I just remember thinking, when I got in those higher positions, like, man, this is awesome. I actually accomplished something.
Yeah.
So I like keeping it top 10. But again, what do the athletes think? What do you think?
You know, I don't remember getting very many medals when I was in high school. Even when I was coaching, I think the districts had just done away with the ribbons. I think they've obviously now delegated it out to the different districts and regions, and they can kind of decide what they want to do. But everything was ribbons. I remember in high school when I was there. I remember very few meets with medals. So I think the medals meant more. I used to have actually, you can't see it. It's blackout window, but I used to have this was my room as a kid, and I had medals hanging on a plastic hanger and ribbons and all of them. And I think there was only like two or three medals on there. It was both state medals I had, and then I think there was one from maybe Afro Runners or something, but maybe pre-state something that year that was different. Um, but I always thought it was prestigious. I mean, even when I was coaching, it was top 10 and only got medals at states, and now it's 15. So it makes sense that some people do top 15 for medals. But I'm all about it. I think having hardware and having something to take home is great, whether it's a ribbon or a medal, especially for those guys who are those mid tier, those girls that are mid tier, whatever, 20-minute, 1640 guys, whatever. I think it's cool. It's kind of inspiring. But yeah, it's totally different now.
Oh yeah. Well, and the customization of them is totally different now.
Oh, yeah.
So when I first started, like you said, we were doing ribbons, but now I customize the event logo for every medal at every meet. There are exceptions. The one year that Coach Mack and I put the Hurricane invite on because of Hurricane Irma, I had a week to figure something out, and you know everybody was behind. And even though my medal places in Kansas, they didn't get hit by the hurricane, but they couldn't give me medals in a week. So
Sure.
luckily, I'm friends with our local print shop, and I was like, "Hey, can I come do some things at night?" And he's like, "Absolutely." So we made some corrugated board, and we made like the
Wow.
hurricane symbol, and I actually put the Hurricane Irma like spin from the Weather Channel on top of it. So like you saw the purple and the red and all that inside of it, and they turned out great. A lot of work because I had to hand cut every single one of them, so that took
Oh,
a
yeah.
little bit of time.
Oh, yeah.
But everybody loved them, and in a bind, that was something cool. But I want to know what athletes like. Do they like the custom medals? Or are they fine with the generic medal that just says first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, ninth, tenth? Or do they like having the logo on the front and knowing what event that it's from?
Yeah, no, definitely a good point. I mean, I think that'd be great to hear, especially again now that the medals have changed. How you medal at states is different. I think even now that the All-Star meet, maybe the kids get something. When we had it in 2009, we took a picture with, I think, medals and trophies, but they were reused every year, so we didn't get to keep either one of them.
So
When
it's
I
like,
coached,
it's like
yeah,
sight, just take it back from you.
you just take it back. Yeah, just lose it. It was so crazy. I was like, we just take the picture and they're gone. But when I coached 2014 and 15, I think you actually did get. I know in 15 you did. For 15, the guy I coached, Rob Leveroni, he won the meet and he got a plaque and all this stuff. And I was like, man, what the heck, man? 6 years ago, we didn't get anything. What's going on
Right.
here? So,
Right.
but yeah, no, I definitely great to hear from people. I mean, I think coaches too. It's always interesting to hear that point of view as well, like what people think is a good starting place for medals and ribbons and that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Next topic is bib numbers. So we kind of talked in episode 2 about athletes, not covering up their bib numbers in the finish line with their clicking their stopwatches and everything. So it was kind of a reminder thing. But I used to do custom bib numbers for all the events. So I'd have the event logo. We've since moved on and just done like a generic Run Florida logo for all the events, just to kind of help, get the word out of, runflorida.com. But do the athletes save those numbers? I personally have a stack, I mean, huge stack, and none from when I ran because we didn't wear a lot of bib numbers when I ran. But from all the track and field and cross country events that I've either put on or been a part of with timing, and so there's some really cool ones in there, like the Paralympics. I got one of the Paralympic ones when we timed it. Um, some of the first indoor meets that we did at the new facility, even some of the old indoor events that we did when it was at the O'Connell Center. So I have bib numbers from all over the country. And one day, my goal one day is when I have my own office space finally, and not 4 kids running around, maybe acquiring one of their rooms to have an office, having
Nice.
my back wall just full of bib numbers. Um, I don't know if my wife will let that fly or not, but there's always hope. So
That's funny. I think I have a stack somewhere of bib numbers. When you said that, I actually had to think about it because I don't know. My mom keeps everything, so it's probably here somewhere. Um, the one thing I had on my wall or our wall in my office when I was working from home after I got married was a t-shirt blanket made out of all the t-shirts. I thought that was so cool. I don't know if they do that. I know obviously you buy the t-shirts now at the meets, but I remember you used to get t-shirts like if you won or you placed in the top 10 or top 20 at some of these meets. So I mean, obviously some of them we bought too. They're regional meets or the state meet or whatever.
right,
Uh, but then we turned that office into our oldest daughter's bedroom. My wife made me take it down, which is very disappointing. I wanted to leave it up. I thought I should have been allowed to have it up, but she vetoed it for the baby's room. But
I understand.
those were cool too. I miss those. I miss those t-shirts.
Yeah, well, I absolutely. I have a quilt my grandmother made for me with. I actually have two. One with all the shirts that I ran at all the different meets, and then another one with all the Columbia High School like T-shirts, like team T-shirts that we had.
Yep.
So, and I've had them for years. Like they're great. But it actually goes into our next one, which is the swag at a meet. So I sell event T-shirts at all my events. Run Florida will be at all of the events that you see scrolling in the bottom of the screen there, selling event T-shirts at those events, the official event T-shirts for those events. Um, but do you guys like them? Like, I mean, we sell some, but like, what is it? The logo that you like? Is it the color that you like? Like, what pops out? Why do you buy the different T-shirts? We also used to sell event collectible pins, just little, pins that you stick on your shirt or whatever. I figured people put them on their backpack or their track bag, whatever.
Oh yeah.
But we've gone a different direction this year, and with the custom bib pins. So instead of having the pins to put the bib numbers on, and stabbing yourself with a safety pin, safety pin, uh, you, you got these little things that you just pop in, and it keeps your bib number on without it falling off, and it doesn't stab you and or put a hole in your shirt. And I put the event logos on them. I've got Run Florida ones. We've got some that
Wow.
look like the old Florida Track Club logo, but it says Run Florida with the orange in the middle instead. So what do you teddy bears? I've noticed that like the high school state meet, they sell like FHSA teddy bears. I didn't know that was a thing, but
Weird.
apparently people like them. So just trying to figure out, what events or what swag items the kids like these days.
Yeah, I haven't heard the teddy bear one. That's interesting, especially at a cross country track meet. But yeah, yeah, definitely the pins. I mean, I want some pins. I need some pins for sure. I'm gonna put them all over my bag. I'm gonna be pinned up.
Well, I have a
I
few
never.
extras, so I'll send some your way.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, because those safety pins, man. Oh my gosh, those are just a super pain. So, but yeah, I mean, I always the t-shirts always got me. The t-shirts were, I mean, that was big, back then. Obviously, 2009, 8, and all that stuff too. Everybody had a t-shirt, and of course, you asked, well, what makes kids buy them? I know I can tell you right now what made me buy it. If I ran well, if I didn't run well, I wasn't buying a t-shirt from that meet. It's kind of like that superstition, right? Like, oh,
Right.
this is not my course. This is not my track. Things didn't go well here. I can't buy a t-shirt. But that's why we got to make you got to make your course 3 miles instead of a 5K, so everybody runs well, and then they all buy T-shirts. See how that works? Marketing.
Yeah, except for I've had a course that might have been short once, and the one time that it was, like, I got hammered. But I try and make them exactly 5K because now everybody and their brother has a GPS watch, and even those aren't as accurate as the wheel.
Oh no.
I mean, even if it's close to being short, like, oh, you can't do that. So we make sure they're 5K. But I do
Okay.
get what you're saying. I do what you were
Sell more
saying.
shirts, Dusty. Sell more shirts, buddy.
I know, I know. But anyway, well, so that's kind of all the questions we had for today. So again, make sure that you shoot us a DM on any of the social media, website, runflorida.com, and click on Chasing the Pack, and you can fill out the little questionnaire box there. We just need your email and your question, and we'll see if it makes it on next week's episode.
Awesome, man. This was great. I love going back down memory lane with you about some of this stuff.
Well, all right, man. Well, episode 4 done. We'll get ready, gear up for episode 5. So make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Have a good one.